The Kval handler transfers doors from stacks as high as 7 feet onto a powered roll table. Accommodates up to 3 feet by 8 feet doors weighing up to 125 pounds. The handler is designed to lift flush or panel doors off of a stack and to automatically feed them to the next machine. The door is lifted and held by air pressure clamps from both edges of the door, then moved automatically on a track system over the powered roll table. A door is then lowered onto a powered roll table, which will move it to the adjacent machine on demand. Cycle time is 40 seconds. A variable speed drive is installed with controls to match the feed speed of the next machine. The carriage will start off at the mid-level eye, and from there we'll move up to the upper level eye. When the upper level eye is triggered, the machine knows it is safe to move the carriage horizontally to the stack. The carriage moves until it sees the slow over stack eye and slows down. Then it will stop once it sees the overstack eye. Once the carriage has met the overstack eye, it will then go down until the one-way clutch slips and the chain stops moving, and the horse eye stops counting the chain links. At this point, it will clamp with the door and go back up to the top until it meets the upper level eye. Now that the carriage has met the upper level eye, it is safe to move towards the rolls. It will first see the slow eye and then the over table eye. With the carriage over the table, the grabber unit will now go down and unclamp the door. After the grabber unit releases the door, it will cross feed until it sees the at-fence eye. Once the door has met the at-fence eye, it will lift up and start preparing the next door for operation. It will not feed the next door in until the door in the machine meets the outfeed clear eyes and then passes them. From there, it will feed up and stage to the next machine until it gets the okay to feed in, which will then feed the door until the outfeed eyes are clear. With the main power now turned on our main electrical cabinet, we can now turn on the control screen. First, we turn on the control circuit. After that, we hit the reset light curtain button at the door staging area, followed by the machine power button. Here we have the Kval handler main menu. We will see the run menu here. First thing we see is the stack count, which we can set by hitting the set counter. This will be the number of doors we want to process in this next operation. So we're going to hit 2, and then we can hit enter, and we'll return to the previous menu. If we wanted to reset that number to a different number, we can hit reset and set it again, 5, enter, and return to the menu. Now we see the reset lift button. This will start the sequence of the doors and put the lift into a safe position. Next, we see the call door button. This in auto mode will automatically feed the doors when the next machine is ready. In manual mode, we will have to manually cycle each door to the next machine. We have feed off or auto feed on. In auto feed, this will allow the handler to feed into the next machine. With the feed off, this will not be able to. End feed mode will move the boom over the stack and allow feeding the door from the end of the machine. We have the unclamp button here. When safe to do so, we can use this button to release a door from clamp. Here we see cycle disabled or enabled and the previous menu button. We also have the manual run button. This will allow you to control the carriage manually and the table manually as well. We have the up button, down button, 2 stack and 2 rolls. This will be for the carriage. And for the table, we have feed forward and cross feed to fence. Also, you have the ability to unclamp here. Next, we see the machine data and setup button. This will be counting your doors throughout the daily process and total doors of the machine life. You can also reset your daily count to keep track of what you are doing that day. Here we see the carriage maintenance and feed maintenance buttons. These will provide statuses of your inputs and outputs lights here. So here we see the green ones are active and red is not active. For feed maintenance, you will see the same. Green active and red is inactive. Returning to the previous menu, we also see that on the main screen, we have status lights for these inputs and outputs. So currently these are lighted green, these are active, and the outputs are inactive. We also have a language selection area. You can choose from English, Spanish, and French. So to operate in manual run, you will also have to have the disable lift button pressed. The disable lift button will also pause the machine in an auto feed cycle. Here we have the control box at the door staging area. First, we have the request access button. We have the reset light curtain, disabled lift, and the emergency stop. In order to gain access to the door staging area, we will have to activate the request access button, and I will do that now. To gain access to the machine, the light will flash when it's in an unsafe position and becomes solid when it is safe to access the door staging area. With the carriage over the rolls and in a safe position, the light will be solid. We can now enter the door staging area and perform any work inside the door staging area that we need to. Once we have completed the work, we will exit the door staging area and release the request access button in order to allow the machine to finish its job cycle. Okay, so here we have the safety light curtains that are restricting the operator from entering the door staging area unless he has requested access. If we trigger the light curtain, we see that the machine clamps up to hold any door in place if there was a door there. When this happens, we will have to hit the reset light curtain button and start power at the operator control center. I will now show you how to do that. When the safety light curtain has been activated, we will have to reset it at the control box located at the door staging area. After pressing the reset light curtain button, we will come to the main control and hit the machine power. With the machine power back on, we also want to make sure the disable lift button is deactivated. We can then access our run menu and reset our lift. We will have to do this twice, once to reset the lift to its home position and another to start the sequence when we're ready. On our control box at the door staging area, we also have a disable lift button that works the same as the one on the control panel. You want to make sure this is disabled if you are running auto feed, or if you want to pause the machine, press this. We also have an emergency stop button here for when you see the machine acting in a way that it should not be. If something is in the way or any kind of emergency, you want to press this immediately. To reset the machine, you want to deactivate the emergency stop and then follow the procedures to reset the machine, just like we did for the safety light curtain. Sometimes during operation, we will lose power to the machine. When that happens, we will want to reset, and I will show you how to do that now. Once you have found and corrected your power source issue following the proper safety procedures, you will want to come to your main control panel and hit the start power button. From here, we will want to go to our run menu, and we will want to hold our reset lift button to return the door to the stack. After the door is returned to the stack, the carriage will go to its home position and is ready to be reset to pick up another door. After the carriage has made it to its home position, we will have to hit the reset lift button again to start the sequence.